Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and now we're back on the second day of the Coconut Festival and Superfood Show right here in downtown Toronto. And today we have the Regional Director of the Philippine Department of Science and Technology, Dr. Alex Madrigal, who will talk to you about this amazing coconut product called Macapuno. It's really a magical, a miracle fruit that is being developed in the Philippines, and Dr. Alex could explain it to you in layman's language. Translate science into layman's language and talk to you about this amazing innovation.
Okay,
Dr. Alex.
Yeah, thank you, Senior Trade Commissioner Mimi Vero. Good afternoon to all the Torontonians and the Canadians here. I'm going to introduce to you the content of our booth this afternoon. We started with this figure. This is a representation of the coconut fruit. Actually, we slice it to just have a representation. But inside this Macapuno, this is a different type of coconut. A mutant, a deviation from the normal coconut, and out of the Macapuno, out of that particular fruit, a different kind of fruit, the coconut, we develop what we call the Macapuno products. So in the Macapuno nut, which is different from the other coconut, it has a very soft meat and a viscous and soft and jelly-like liquid. And out of that particular content of the coconut, we produce what we call the food products and the beauty products. The food products, we have transformed it into what we call the Macapuno powder. The powder is a natural Macapuno. It doesn't have any other ingredients at all. It is used for confectionaries, bakeries, and for pastries. You could use that. There's also what we call the galactomannan. It's a wonder. It's a wonder of nature. The galactomannan is a natural product out of the Macapuno. It could be used for beauty products, for health products, and we are going to introduce to you now what are those products. We could produce out of the Macapuno nut, the soft meat, what we call crunchies, which could be used for healthy snacks. You could add that particular Macapuno with other fruit blends. And what do we have? Other blends. We could mix it with banana. We could mix it with mango. We could mix it with jackfruit to have a flavor. We could also develop out of the Macapuno galactomannan what we call the lotion. This is a natural and organic lotion. It's made purely out of Macapuno and out of coconut oil. So this has a very rehydrating and soothing effect, especially for Western skin here in Canada. We also have what we call the hand cream. It's good for your hands. It moisturizes your hands, and it gives you a better feeling of non-dryness throughout the day until the night time. We also have here the massage cream, very different from what we'll get from the market, because this Macapuno cream is very organic. It has the galactomannan ingredient in it that will give you that soothing effect with essential oils also and other ingredients which are all organic.
So, Dr. Alex, the Macapuno has edible and non-edible uses, and among the edible uses is like a food additive, right?
Yeah, it could be a
food additive like carrageenan,
Carrageenan,
so it can jellify, it can stabilize, it can stabilize and make the food more palatable to eat. Yes, and who is this guy here?
Well, in the Philippines, we are developing what we call an island, and I would like to introduce to you our friend, a Macapuno farmer from Alabat Island. We are now developing a Macapuno island so that we will have a very good what we call product, an industry that will give an island economy for the farmers in that particular island. And so we are targeting at least 100 and more than 100 of hectares for that particular island, especially devoted for Macapuno. Okay, so let me now give you some of the background here. Okay, so we are now promoting what we call the commercial, the promotion and the commercialization of the technologies on Macapuno, especially to improve the lives of our coconut farmers in the island. Sorry. It's okay? Okay. So we would like to start now with this is the flakes, and we have here the lotion. We have here the products that you could. This is very crunchy. It's like yeah, you could hear the sound of its crunchiness. It tastes very delicious.
Yeah,
A very particular taste, different from the ordinary coconut. Okay.
Yeah.
And you could add it. Yeah, you could add it in pastries, in ice creams, and in cakes. Yeah.
It has a very rich flavor profile. Not quite coconut, but yeah, it's very, very delicious, very delectable.
Yeah. Okay. So, what else do we have? There are new products out of the Galactomana now. Are exfoliating soap. Exfoliating soap. Okay. This exfoliating soap can be used in your hands and your body. It will remove the dead skins and refreshes your body, your skins with your complexions. We also have here some pastries that you could develop out of the Macapuno powder. Yeah, the Macapuno powder. Put it in the pastries, and it will give you a different kinds of flavor for your pastries and ice creams also. And so we would like also you to get a look of what is the content of the powder. Yeah, and it's now the galactomanan powder. It's a pure powder of galactomanan, and this is now has a potential for its health benefits in terms of dietary fibers and a low glycemic cellulose fibers. Okay.
So, Dr. Alex, the Department of Science and Technology is involved in an integrated program, right? That starts from the laboratory into the actual production of these products. So, tell us about the embryo culture technology.
Okay.
Yeah, and how it will help our farmers.
An ordinary coconut, in the Philippines, there is what we call a mutation in the Philippines. 1 out of 100 coconuts in a tree, there's a possibility that you will be able to get a Macapuno nut. That particular nut that does not produce a hard flesh. It's very soft and a jelly-like liquid. No? So, in that particular instance, you cannot grow a tree out of that Macapuno nut because the embryo cannot be sustained by the liquid which is viscous. It lacks the nutrients to produce the seedlings. Okay, and it has an inhibition effect. And so what we did in the science part, Dr. De Guzman of UPLB in 1963 developed what we call the embryo culture for Macapuno. It's like a rescue, an embryo rescue. So she takes out the embryo and put it in a nutrient solution, grow it there in the laboratory for 13 months, and out of 13 months you produce a seedlings, and then you transfer it in the nursery, let it grow for another 6 months, and after 6 months you have seedlings. And if you plant that particular embryo cultured seedlings, you will get 97% all of the nuts Macapuno. Yeah, so the technology, the science that's brought it to it is that it has improved the propagation of the Macapuno nut, and it will now have a potential for commercialization, so that we will have more trees, pure Macapuno trees. 97% of all of them are not for coconut oil, but for Macapuno products. And so we are inviting Canadians, all of Toronto people there, to invest in Macapuno in the Philippines. And would you like to tell them about that Invest in Macapuno project, Miss Mamimi?
Yes. Well, Macapuno is very rare. And in fact, probably my generation, they have not, no, the generations after me probably have not really experienced or tasted the pure Macapuno because of the rarity of the product. But it's a very high value product, a very good, unique product that would have acceptance in the mainstream market. And so, since we know about this very special product, this new development will actually create a market, and so we are encouraging our Filipino Canadians to invest in this project, to plant as many Macapuno trees as possible. And the municipality of Alabat in Alabat Island is making available about 1,000 hectares, is it? 1,000 hectares.
They could go as high as 1,000 hectares because
1,000 hectares.
3 municipalities in the island are working together with the leadership of the Alabat mayor. We have 3 municipalities there, and they could allot more than that.
Yeah.
So we're starting with 110, and we are opening up the 50 hectares for investment.
And 110 hectares equates to how many trees?
That is around 5,000 trees because 50 hectares times 100 trees, that's 5,000 trees.
So the idea here is overseas Filipino helping the Filipinos in the grassroots communities in the region or the island of Alabat.
Yes.
And this region is actually a fifth class region, meaning to say more than 50% of the people or inhabitants of that island is below poverty line. So in effect, our kapwa, our fellow Filipinos here in Canada would be helping them have livelihood